If you follow me on social media, you might have noticed I'm not particularly fond of leaf blowers. In fact, I personally find them to be a mostly useless invention of extremely low benefits of any kind, and I thought it was time I went into detail about my issues of leaf blowers in a calm and constructive way. Although to make a long story short, why they offend me as both an environmentalist and as someone with ears. Let's start with the environmental problems, because that's probably the most important thing. According to the California Air Resources Board, pollution produced from an hour of leaf blower use is the equivalent of driving from Los Angeles, California to Denver, Colorado. This is not surprising when you find out what actually comes out of a leaf blower, including carbon monoxide and nitrous oxides. In fact, according to one study, leaf blowers emit 23 times the amount of carbon monoxide, double the amount of nitrous oxide, and nearly 300 times the amount of hydrocarbons as a pickup truck. This is an insane amount of chemicals just casually unleashed into our ecosystem and contribute to the environmental damage affecting our planet. Beyond the air pollution, there's serious health risks involved in leaf blowers, not just on people nearby, but on the people who use them. An especially dangerous mixture that emanates from leaf blowers is a particulate matter, simply known as the PM 2.5. According to a study by Environment America, people directly exposed to PM 2.5 are shown to experience higher probability of premature death and can also result in cancer, reproductive problems, and other health issues. So leaf blowers are something that hurt our planet, those who use them, and anyone in the surrounding area. Pretty ironic for something intended for lawn care. Although I don't get this obsession with wanting a perfect lawn. Obviously you should cut the grass and do other things to maintain it, but I also believe nature should take its natural course. There's nothing wrong with having leaves on the ground. I think it actually looks pretty, as opposed to the sterilized look of many lawns, particularly during the autumn when the leaves have turned brown and beautiful. The indigenous North Americans did not have leaf blowers, and they did not have any problem cultivating their land without it. Now, if you need to remove leaves from certain paths to prevent possible slippage if it rains, I get that. But you don't really need a leaf blower to accomplish that. There are other alternatives. People will bring up the rake, but what I find even more helpful is a snow shovel. Really, grab a particularly big one and you can scoop up so many leaves that way. Of course, there's the electronic leaf blower, which does not release any harmful emissions like the gas-powered kind, and is a lot quieter than the regular leaf blower. I've read the excuses about needing to charge the batteries or the limitations of having to occasionally plug it in to recharge the machines, but with more landscaping companies transitioning to electric equipment, either because of local laws or for environmental reasons, that excuse does not really fly anymore. The other reason I've seen given for leaf blower use is the potential time saved. From personal experience, I've not seen any time saved. I've seen people use leaf blowers in one small area and take something like 4 hours to do their work. It should not take that long to blow leaves from one place to another, which is really what a lot of people seem to do. They're basically following Patrick Starr's suggestion of taking the leaves and pushing them somewhere else. Plus, nature already has a perfectly good working leaf blower that does exactly that. It's called the wind. It's especially silly when people will spend several hours of leaf blowing and then around 5 minutes after they're done, a bunch more leaves have already fallen from the trees. It just adds to the pointlessness of the activity. The trees are not looking at the people blowing leaves away and saying, oh, let's not mess with their hard work. Let's keep our leaves up here. Nature's going to do its thing and have them fall to the ground again. And then we have the noise. Why do they have to be so noisy? It's not even a pleasant sound, like birds chirping. It's like standing next to a jet engine. Why would anyone want to experience that? The most annoying part is how inescapable the sound is when someone revs it up. Does not matter which room I try to escape from it, I'm going to hear what sounds like an airplane taking off, even if it's a considerable distance away, because those things are crazy loud. When the leaf blower was first pitched, nobody told the inventor, it's a little loud, isn't it? Don't companies have research and development departments to figure out the issues of a product before they take it to market? Because I feel like a product that will result in severe hearing loss for the user is kind of a big one. And while I'm on the subject of lawn maintenance, why do lawnmowers need engines? You're still required to push the mower to get it moving and cutting grass. It's not like going from a bicycle to a motorcycle. As you can see, I'm very passionate about this subject, and I do think the usage of leaf blowers in our modern society should be a bigger concern. Whenever there's a political election, one of my main thoughts is often what the candidate's stance on leaf blowers is. There are more and more cities recognizing the environmental and health risks involved with those machines and banning them, or at least requiring landscaping companies to switch to electric. I'll always applaud that, as I've yet to see any benefit to them, as they are a nuisance and directly harmful to people, animals, and the air we breathe.